welcome to yet another edition of the Film Geeks podcast. Let's get on to a show which we were planning to review last week.
Yep.
Leo, please up chronology samjho. So the thing is, last week we were planning to talk about this amazing show. It's easily one of the most talked about shows of the year, at least in India, and that's Patal Lok, which premiered on Amazon Prime Video on the 15th. That was last Friday, if I'm not mistaken. It's produced by Anushka Sharma's Clean Slate Films, who has been doing some really bad reptile-worthy TikToks. So I recommend that you check that out as well. And it stars Jaideep Ahlawat, who plays the lead role of this character called Hathiram Chaudhary, who is a policeman. His wife Renu is played by Gulpanag. Ishwak Singh as Imran Ansari is Hathiram's, protege / friend. And Neeraj Kavi plays a high-profile journalist, an anchor called Sanjeev Mehra. Sanjeev Mehra's wife Dolly is played by Swastika Mukherjee. Niharika Lyra Dutt, I think she's making a debut because I've not seen her in anything else, plays the role of an aspiring journalist, Sarah Matthews, who works for Sanjeev Mehra. And the four criminals who are basically playing a huge part in this story are played by Abhishek Banerjee, who plays Vishal Hathoda Tyagi. Jagjit Sandhu plays Top Singh Chaku, also known as Chaku. Asif Khan as Kabir, and Nirambam Ronaldo Singh as Mary Lingda or Chini. And the series, in fact, is about this distribution cop who, as the show starts off, he says, like, my life and this entire city is built up in three different levels. You have the Swarglok, where all the rich people stay. There is the Dharti Lok, where the middle class and below middle class people stay. And then you have the Patal Lok, where all the kachra and the poor people reside, and it's just depraved. And that is basically where the story is set. And he is based out of Outer Jamnapar. That's basically where the story starts, and it has its fair share of twists and turns. But more importantly, what this show touches upon is the huge cultural divide and the huge socio-economic problems that this country has. And it just doesn't give you a cookie cutter answer to all of these things. It really asks you to, it really questions your own beliefs. But that's basically the long and short of it. Let's get into the details, the meat of the review. Anirban, again, let's start with you. Did you watch Patal Lok? If you have, what did you think?
Absolutely did. I binged the whole show. I think at first the trailer, one thing that I like to highlight is the trailer is fuck all. It didn't motivate me to watch the show at all. One of the things that a lot of people, and I think this is a problem more than anything, is that whenever people find something very regional, they get excited. So, as was the case with a lot of Northeastern people getting excited over the use of a very khasi name, Mary Lingdo. And yeah, I mean, if you watch the show, that you'll realize that it's kind of like a misnomer. It's like a red herring. It has nothing to do with anything that is even remotely connected to Meghalaya or Khasis. But that small thing aside, I think it's one of the better shows that are out there. And Amazon, like we have harped on in the past, is actually killing it in terms of content. This show just grabs you by the balls. I mean, it just does. There's so many moments in this show that just are horrific to watch, but at the same time, it's like an accident that you can't actually take your eyes off. You just have to watch it. And when I'm saying this, I don't mean that it is a bad show in any way. I'm saying it just touches upon so many things. The characterization of a lot of these players are so good. The character motivations are so well explained. The plight of the middle class or the lower middle class families and people who, or even the lower class people, it's just done so well. And it just touches upon so many things. It touches upon caste, it touches upon race, it touches upon religion, and all of this is done in such a very, very subtle way that you know what they're talking about, but you don't actually feel like they're talking about that in and trying to make that statement, which a lot of shows try to do. I mean, a lot of shows try to make that the focal point. This show is not trying to make any of that statement, just telling you how it is. It's so realistic in that sense that it shows you the real grime and the real dirt and the real struggles that people have, right? And it's so markedly visible, at the same time not overtly thrown in your face, that you can't help but say that this show is amazing. And uh, we have seen some of this flashes of this in, I think, Anushka Sharma's previous production, which was NH10, which was also brilliantly done. I think even that movie deserves a lot of praise. It has its problems, but at the same time, this actually resolves a lot of that. You see Jaideep Ahlawat's performance, and if you watch the trailer itself, you'll not come to think of him as a very sympathetic character. In this, he's this nowhere that you don't sort of connect with him on that level, that you see him as a character who's dealing with his own troubles. He wants to rise in life, but it's very difficult for him because he has his own ideals and morals with which he is not willing to compromise on. At the same time, he is willing to go to great lengths to rise in rise to where to a better life for his family. And a lot of that is very subtle, like I said, very, very subtle. And that's what makes the show very, very brilliant, because it says so much by not saying as much. And that is what I really love about the show.
Every
That
minor
so
character has a back history, and it's
Yeah.
like rich, it's layered. Okay, like all of them,
very
my, even his the bully, like his kid's bully, that guy, what bhaiya or something. So even he has his own backstory going on. Who gave him the gun? Uska bhi story hai. Like
yeah.
it's not just superficial level. It's well thought out. I thought
Yeah,
that is
and it's
something that I
not
like
just
a
for
lot.
placeholder, right? It's not just a
Correct.
placeholder. It's there. It's there to show that one day, this guy Hatiram, he goes and he actually says that, "अच्छा मैं तो जाट हूँ, मेरे को दिखाना है तुमको
Hmm.
क्या है,"
Right.
right? He goes ahead and he just bangs it out in front of that guy. He says, "You're part of the uh, local goons or something. It doesn't matter. I don't give a fuck. I'm not coming here as a policeman. I'm just coming here as this
That, yeah.
father to my son. And don't you dare involve my son in stuff like this, or else I'll beat the
I
shit out of you." And
I
you
also
believe
like,
it.
yeah, correct. I also like how the women are depicted, because it was very easy for the the girl who cheats on who makes the guy cheat on his wife, the dog loving wife, like her to be demonized, but they don't. Like
No,
that is something that I like. Like they handle both of those aspects
No, I think
very
there
well.
was
They
this
balanced it out.
dialogue which was said, like, I won't judge you if you don't judge me. And I
Yeah.
think that is more, that is
It was
a
progressive
realistic.
writing, I think.
yeah.
Realistic portrayal. It's realistic portrayal, because you know that shit happens. Whether
Dude, no one
whether you
is black
agree
and
with it or
white.
not.
It's,
No,
yeah, no one is black and white, and that is, I think, because we are a race of unsubtle people. I think that was more to say to all of the. It was more of the character talking to the audience than to the character opposite to her, saying that I am not judging this person, and neither is he judging my actions. So it is
I
just a
think
part of the story.
even the director Prosit Roy. So his debut movie was Pari, and I really like the visuals of that movie. Like it's one of the
Yeah.
better made horror movies, and you could see that in this episode. The disturbing aspects of the show were very well done, especially in episode 3 and episode 6. Episode 6 has some of the more disturbing, much more disturbing content that you just don't see on Indian TV.
you're talking
And
about
that
the Top Singh story arc, right?
No, not just the Tope Singh story, Mary's story as well,
Yeah.
Chini's story. So that was in episode 6. Episode 3 was, the Chaku story. So that things like that, in literally in broad daylight, stuff like that isn't handled well by unsubtle people, because we're talking about filmmakers, and on Netflix especially, they don't know how to do stuff subtly anymore. I will talk about that a little later. I really liked how they depicted so many things they had to show in this, and they beautifully wrapped it up. They didn't leave a fucking leave it on a cliffhanger. because that's the problem with majority of Indian TV shows. They just
they
want that
the
second season.
Yeah.
Wait,
I think one of the things that is that I really like that it didn't follow the tropes in that sense, right? It showed the real, what would a real character do in that situation? Would he have done what Hathiram does, or would he have done the really, not to spoil it against spoilers, but would he have been very ethical? Would he have just told the line, or would he have done what was happening? Again, I'm not spoiling as much, but this is again a big.
I think we can go into spoilers because that's it's been what 2 weeks now, and I think
okay,
I want to discuss.
Has everyone spoken about it? Has Parjanya also given his inputs?
No, Parjanya. Parjanya, yeah, go ahead. Then we'll talk about some of the more go deeper into spoilers.
In a series for me that was that got me hooked like this since probably Mirzapur. Like even Sacred Games season 1, it was good, but I binged this like there's nothing else, like there was nothing else more important. Like I binged the shit out of this. What I liked about it was much more sort of realistic in its mystery and like the whole detective aspect than say Sacred Games, which I thought season 1. Yeah, and just the scale of Sacred Games and the kind of places that Sacred Games went was a bit far-fetched, I felt. This kept it within that area of like, okay, it's all happening in this city and the hinterland. There's no global mafia or anything like that is happening. Whatever is happening, it's this small, tightly contained thing.
The second of Sacred Games was like a bridge too far. Man, Nairobi mein jaake wo empire
that is okay. The problem is that lockdown we are seeing कि 2 महीने का ऊपर महीना जा रहा है. It's impossible to impose that lockdown now. These shows they expect अभी Sacred Games का तुम last season देखेगा, they shut down the city in half a day to search that bomb.
Yeah.
So when we look back, these things will age poorly.
Yeah.
So Sacred Games again, I really don't like global crisis stuff anymore. That's why I think I dig smaller stakes, because Endgame also I think has a part to play. It has ruined global stakes. Abhi like kitna tum stake barayega? We have seen the maximum. Abhi I think it's better to focus more on like localized stuff. And I think Patal
but you have not seen multi-dimensional stakes, which will happen.
Snyder Cut.
He's the Snyder Cut. Anyway, yes, Parjanya, you were saying.
So yeah, I think there was a case that was filed against the producers, right, about the Nepali
community.
Yeah, and I think that same kind of thing happened with Jamtara as well, about the word chamar being used in Jamtara. Same kind of thing, and the thing is that I feel yes, those words, that kind of language should not be used, but it's simply a reflection of reality, because that is how
people do it.
Talk to people in lockup.
I stay in Delhi, man.
Yeah, that is how the Havaldar and the Thrillers, that's how they interrogate people when they have to beat them up.
The thing is that the people who were outraged, they didn't see how that lady constable was failing at even the basic level of a job. Talking spoilers again, she doesn't know for a fact that the person whom she was checking was female.
Yeah.
At that level, if a person is failing, then obviously mentally bhi utna nahi hoga.
Exactly. It's not glorifying, it's just depicting the reality of the situation. That this is what happens. This is what happens in real life. This is how shit it is.
I mean, I'm from Delhi, right? Yeah. Well, right now I'm from Delhi.
Now.
And Abhishek has been in Delhi for quite some time. And there's at no point can he disagree. And I'm telling you that this is how the way people act. People are genuinely, and this is.
I saw one guy not getting smokes at 2:00 in the morning near Qutub Minar, and that guy brandishing a gun for something as small as not getting his brand of cigarettes.
Okay, I think we're talking about race right now, racial profiling.
Racial profiling, that's also true. बेचता कौन है भाई वहाँ पे? भाई मोमो वाला तो क्या बेचता है? मतलब what is his race? I want to get into it and whatever.
Right now in Delhi, no. Right now in Delhi, a lot of North Indians are getting into it because they are the
Hence,
ones
you
who
get
sell.
paneer
Yeah,
momos.
gentrification.
Because they are the ones who are selling
Paneer momos.
paneer momos and soya momos, and this is not like a joke. Okay, this is actual thing. And they actually, when you ask now, what is your favorite dish from Delhi? Some people actually say momos. Like Sachi mein, in Delhi, it has transcended all levels of culinary, whatever you want to call it, but it is just transcended all sort of culinary cuisine and all that. And momos are actually being considered to be a Delhi cuisine right now. But
Yeah.
at the same time, it doesn't stop people from calling that food, looking at that food object in a very racist way and calling whoever sells it as momos. They'll call them momos. Forget calling them something like chini or something. They'll call them momos. They'll call them all sorts of racial names because that's the way people act and that's the way that it has been portrayed in the show. And I don't know why people are up in arms about it. It's not like if you don't show it in a show that you will, it's like an, the pigeon who closes his eye because the cat is there and it thinks that the cat doesn't exist anymore. Just like that. You can't just do that. You have to look at how what is actually happening. You are actually ignoring the fact that this happened just because a show told you, so you're up in arms about it. No, it's not true.
So very quickly, before we get into more deeper into the show's themes and the storytelling techniques, let's get into the comments. Nihal says, "I love paneer, but not in momos, please." I agree with you, Nihal. Snehadhar, though, Sid Day says, besides Jaideep Alawat, the show's X Factor was Abhishek Banerjee. I have my opinions on that. I necessarily don't agree with this, but he continues saying that not only playing a cold killer character in Athora Tyagi, but also getting the casting right was a major win for the show. That I agree with.
He also had another comment which I am finding very funny. He says that I look like Vipin Sharma.
Anyway, so Nihal Gopinathan,
बाल है मेरे कम नहीं है. They're growing out, man.
So Nihal continues saying that Hathiram is a man who had to prove something, and not just to his superiors, but even for his family. A man in that state would do anything. Which yeah, we'll get into that in a bit. Yeah, the Siddhe also says Patalo grabbed the audience with its superior writing. It didn't require high-profile actors to carry the series. That is something which we will talk about now, because the writing in this show is unfuckwithable. You cannot, we had Varun Grover, in my opinion, the best writer currently working in the industry, who came up with Sacred Games, who adapted the screenplay of Sacred Games. But it was, like I said earlier, it was like a bridge too far for the second season of the show. But this show, I mean, what Patalok has done in 8 episodes is something which Sacred Games could not do in 13 or 14 episodes.
Yeah.
Whatever the series length was. Let's talk about the writing. Arindam, let's start with you and let's go to Parjane and then we'll come to Anand.
Yeah, I think I talked about it already that the writing was some of the strongest writing that I've seen other than maybe Delhi Crimes. So if I have to call it one of the best written series in India, definitely it's definitely up there in top 3. Made in Heaven also is among the better written shows. So I won't call it exactly the best because there are some parts that can we go into the spoiler for the ending? I'd like to know your thoughts.
I think we can at this point.
Yeah. So,
I think
what was your thought on the ending? Like, do you think that dog part was? I'll just that doggy twist, basically.
Yeah.
Dog lovers propaganda that was made. I think they established that very early on. They give you clues that this has some important facts. That when he goes into the prison, when that dude kicks the dog, they show you that he can act out. When he's in hiding in the farm, he cares about the dogs. And when in fact he's recruited in the gang, they say that if you're a good man, if you care, if the dogs love you or something like that. What dog love man is good or something. He had a dialogue.
Dog love man is good. If man loves dog, man is good.
Yeah, so I think all of that made sense, and the way that they showed it, like I didn't see it coming literally. It was right in front of us. why he did it, it totally makes sense. I love that. It didn't come out of nowhere. Like most of the Indian shows, they land like kahin se bhi. Deus Ex Machina is like runs right in all of Indian like web series that you see. But this one had solid writing to back it up, to back up that twist. So I think that is why it worked. Does it sound stupid if you just say, kutta dekha isliye bach gaya? Of course it does. But when you think about it, they have set precedents for it. You know where it is coming from. So that's why I think that's solid writing.
But they don't actually establish Hathoda Tyagi, who is actually brilliantly played by Banerjee. I forgot his first name. Abhishek Banerjee. So they establish him not to be a typical hitman, right? They establish him to be somebody who marches to the beats of his own drums. He does things his own way. He doesn't look at. He kills people, but he's not especially sad about that part.
No, I think he
his
has
own moral
one
code.
hallmark of a great villain, and this is something which I had touched upon previously on this episode of on this podcast as well. A great villain is someone who believes that he's right. That is what people like about Thanos and people like about Joker. Hans Gruber. You go up to your legendary villains. This is something which defines every villain. A villain will always think that he is right, that he is correct in his own convictions. Hathoda Tyagi, that is why what separates Hathoda Tyagi from that Madhachod Guru from Sacred Games. Okay?
I think, Nihal also brings up a good point in the comments. He said that he liked the dog twist. It completely threw a different light on Hathiram, on Hathoda Tyagi. It's almost like the ending of Blade Runner. Who's more human, replicant or human being? So, like right at that crucial moment, they should.
That is just brilliant. I mean, him making the Blade Runner analogy.
Yeah, that's like excellent.
It takes someone from Patal Lok to show people in the Swarg Lok that what it takes to be, what it takes to be human, basically, or someone who is subhuman. It takes them to be considered to teach people what it takes to be human.
Correct, and they did a good job of humanizing the whole Hathoda Tyagi. Like when you introduce him, he's larger than life. You buy into the whole villain thing, who doesn't have too many conscious morals and all that. But by the end of it, each of the characters has something that makes them more human. And I think they did that even with Hathoda Tyagi. I think that they played into that somebody who obviously has some mental issues, sure. But at the same time, has some codes that he lives by. And in that sense, I don't think I hated the dog story arc. Because again, it's not from a normal point of view. It is shown that he has some issues. And for him, dogs matter more than humans. So he's not actually somebody who you will say thinks the same way that normal people do. So in that sense, yes, I think that does work. I actually think that works. This dog arc, good man, good dog. Yeah.
No, I think that works. I mean, for me personally, I mean that's kind of a decent rule of thumb to go by. Anyone who takes a dog is not a good person. Doesn't matter what else they do in their life. So, I mean that's just a basic. I think anyone who has a pet, anything will agree with something like that. Or just you're like, why would you go and kick a dog? But what I really, found to be the kind of, it really goes hardcore. That
especially the background of Chaku's story. Let's talk about that.
Yes.
Top Singh.
That really caught me. I was like,
they can do stuff like this.
Yes, this is going there. It's going there.
Parjani, your audio is coming in batches.
Sorry, my internet's a bit.
Abhi theek hai.
Yeah.
Then the Mary Lingo, the
Genie
part of her as a child, that was very disturbing. That the Top Singh and his mother, that was very disturbing. Comparatively, I found Hathoda Tyagi's thing to be not as disturbing. It was more about him just being this stoic kind of, I'm going to sit here, I'm going to just meditate or do whatever I have to do to get this Master Ji's attention, or I'm not going to budge when the police are interrogating, I'm just going to look them in the eye. That's his character. What I really liked about it was it really didn't pull punches when it came to, like we already talked about it, like caste and religion, but also like just calling out sort of political establishment as well.
Yeah.
In the current times, it
Okay,
wasn't.
Anup Jalota. How good is Anup Jalota? Dude?
Yeah, I know, right?
Whom did Anup Jalota play in
When I-
Patal Lok?
Anup Jalota is the politician.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So when I watched
Really?
it, I was like, "Is this who I think it is?" Then I was making tea at 3 o'clock in the morning, and it's like, "This is fucking Anup Jalota," and it actually was fucking Anup Jalota. And that guy, like, from Ramayan to basically playing Ravan, so that's like some amazing character arc. And he's like so underrated as an actor. Like he was so good in this role as this swarmy, high caste Brahmin guy who stands up for the Dalits. Each of the Dalits' house ghar jaake Ganga Jal se nahata.
Not ghar jaake. He has like canisters in
cartons
his
of- yeah.
car. That's like brilliant, man. Very well, written. At least that part was brilliant.
Yeah, and I mean that's happening now in India, right? When like there are reporters from local newspapers and local, not your big outlets, but the smaller sort of
They're
local
in one of the
newspapers.
It
movies.
just
right?
happened this week.
This week it happened. This
2 days ago.
yeah.
In which movies was this also touched upon? Was it Article 15 or was it?
Article 15, I think so.
Yeah, I think this was touched upon where the politician he goes to low caste areas and eats with them, but make sure that he washes with Ganga Jal or has his own food delivered to him in separate tiffins and all that. Now this,
Yeah, it was an article.
Delhi elections. It happened with Delhi elections with Manoj Tiwari and all of these people.
it's not
With them
surprising.
going to people's houses and for publicity.
Definitely, it just didn't come out of nowhere. There was like
Nowhere,
genuine
definitely
research
there
that
was.
these guys did, and it was well written into the plot. So that's why I
And
think
that is
writing
exactly
was very.
why, and that is exactly why they're getting the kind of response they're getting from a particular part of the internet. When you have saying like like a basic bullshit, like how can this guy eat meat in front of the goddess? तो बलि कहाँ देता है हम लोग? बलि तो उसी के सामने देता है ना? So shit like this,
In some parts of the country, you are actually supposed to eat the bali, right? You are actually eat the bali, man.
Selectively cherry pick arguments, and they present it as saying things like which they can see themselves in, but they don't agree to it because अपने story में सब कोई hero है, but जो hero है वो किसी और के लिए villain है भाई.
Guys, Siddhi, he asks us, are there any loopholes or shortcomings that you found in Patal Lok?
There is one particular part which I did not like. Which, in fact, I did not like just because the character was acting out of character. And that is Hathiram Chaudhary when he dives into the Maut Ka Kuwaं. It was supposed to be symbolic, etc. But what has been established till that time, this is a character who wants to stay out of the public eye, who doesn't want any sorts of, who doesn't want to rock the boat, basically. And him jumping there, a part of me understood that this is him accepting responsibility and him becoming the hero of the story. But also it is something that I did not see this character doing. So that took me off guard. I was like, ye kya ho raha hai?
Okay, for me, it's not that part. I think one of the weakest parts that is written is Chanda Mukherjee or Top Singh's girlfriend. She's just...
Yeah.
Because this show, it's very unclear what they want to show with her. Sometimes they want to show her as a damsel in distress, which they did in parts, but they also want to show her as a shrewd woman who's playing her part in trying to sort of destroy Top Singh and even like that.
I think that was just introduced from Masala.
I know, like you remember when Jaideep Alawat, Hathiram Chaudhary, he confronts her in the hotel room, right? She's telling this whole sob story that even you buy into. But then she goes ahead and tries to seduce him, which again negates all of that story. Like my question is, like, I'm confused. Which part of that story is true? Exactly. So that was, for me, was the part that I didn't buy into. So that whole plot line is very good. They build a spider web and all that. But her part in that whole web is the weakest, and it is very
Correct.
integral also at the same time. So I don't like that part.
There is just a side note. This actress, right? She was a part of this Bengali series I used to work on in my previous job called Ganer Opare. It's a wonderful Bengali show. If you're into serialized Bengali shows, it's a very short run, close to 26 or 30 episodes, and it's all based on stories of Rabindranath Tagore and how his stories are paralleling themselves in this life of this family. So she plays an integral part in this show as well. Because I think it's available. It should be available on YouTube. So you guys, if you want to watch some good Bengali content, you guys can check that show out as well. It's called Gaane Ropare. It's a great show, and it has some music written by Rabindranath as well.
What did you do
Moving on.
there? What did you do there?
I used to see whether the subtitles worked properly or
Acha,
not, and
yeah.
check the content and synopsis of the show, etc.
So basically, if I find a YouTube show, if I find it on YouTube and the subtitles are wrong, you should be the one I should be like cursing out. Right?
I used to take care mostly of the Hindi, but yeah, kind of. Okay, okay, I'll carry this cross. Anyway,
Did you
yeah,
notice how bad
the politician arc was weak.
No, actually, here's the thing. Okay, the one thing that we are not touching upon, we are touching on the politics of it, but we also have to touch upon the one area which they actually highlight the most, which is the media, the press. This is a very integral part of it, and we all know who we are talking about, right? Neeraj Kavi definitely it symbolizes it.
The guy
one
looks
of the
like
most-
Tarun Tejpal, man.
It does,
Yeah,
but that's not
brilliant
who is symbolizing, right?
No, he's not.
It is a bits and parts of a lot of others.
I was going home with my wife tonight, but some goon sent by a particular politician stopped me. I will expose you. It was, let's not take names, but it was basically who you think I'm talking about.
Yeah.
It was that, but a little dialed down version of a particular newscaster.
And
It
if
was
somebody
more
thinks
square
it's
and
like,
kind of calmer. Kind of,
Yeah, it's more calmer, more articulate, more.
Also, what I want to ask is, because I've never actually been to Delhi, so I'm not familiar with any of the areas or anything. But the place where they showed Hathiram was living, वो क्या हर दिल्ली बेस्ड सीरियल या मूवी में वही एक
no, I'll tell you where that actually looks like.
विकेट में वही दिखाया था.
No,
That
if
is
you ask
East
me,
Delhi.
that actually, no, it actually might very well be Lajpat Nagar के आसपास के area, because that actually looks like Wicket owner also looks like that, right? Think
Wicket
about
owner
it.
is-
It
yeah,
is
yeah,
the
I know
whole
what you're
Lajpat Nagar area. It is the Lajpat Nagar area. If
No,
I'm
I'm
not
talking about-
mistaken.
But if you go to movies like Titli and all, that is like fucking East Delhi, dude.
That's East Delhi. If you look
So
at it,
the typical middle class, if you want to show a middle class housing society kind of thing, it is. That is.
no, that's how it is. Like,
Yeah.
I've been in Delhi for long enough that if I look at that, I'll be like, yeah, ये इस area में होगा. Because like, there are not lot of areas in Delhi, maybe even in Bombay, I'm not sure. So they actually, you know what they look like. Because
I
Because
think this
to an extent,
aspect
Delhi
got
is very
spoiled by
planned.
me.
if you have visited those areas, you will actually know what they look like. Pardon?
Something like this
Hello?
has been spoiled this year for me, because earlier this year my parents had come. So I went to Film City, okay, and they show where the
Right.
different locations they shoot all this thing. So even today when I was
Yeah.
watching Betal, I could exactly see
Yeah.
where they shot it, like all the locations, and all of this, they're so common, it's like hidden plain in sight. Once you go there, it just can't leave you away. So all that movie magic is gone for me, especially when it comes for Indian content, because you know कि हाँ ये वही field में किया होगा, ये वहीं पे किया होगा, and the way that they
सीन में वही तीन घर है.
वही exactly.
And Siddhi also brings up a particular great point about because when the show started, I actually thought Neeraj Kavi's character was Ravish Kumar, and then he moves into the other loudmouth. But at the end, when he says like you left liberal chutias, and that was a hilarious line.
There were two left liberal chutias like which were amazing. They came out of nowhere. They said कि LGBT होना चाहिए, Muslim character होना चाहिए, बस तुम लोग खुश. And that like hit home कि whenever we see these characters, they have these token like South Park में जैसे token है, ये token characters 2-3 है, ये हुआ तो मतलब fulfill.
Who they actually name as token?
Yeah.
So progressive.
Right. No, the best thing about South Park is they actually name the token character as Token. It's
Token
so in your
Black.
face.
His complete name is Token Black.
Token Black.
Yeah.
So yeah, things like this were good. Like this is why we are saying that it has good writing because they were aware of what they were doing and literally उनके group में भी एक Muslim बंदा था, एक एक LGBT का था. So it was working on several different levels like that.
Yeah, it goes into very meta places, and and I think this is a fuck you to the other shows which I was talking about the other day as well, like Four More Shots. It plays this entire heavy-handed card of being a show for the females, by females, and all of that. But what that show lacks is good writing. Randomly they're turning people gay. Randomly you inserting like this very strong feminist message by, bashing the other sex. See, I get where you're coming from, but there has to be great writing backing that up. That is why something like a Made in Heaven works much better. Made in Heaven ka jo lifestyle dikhaya, I think most of us can't relate to that shit because we are not from the top 10%. We don't know how these people live like. We just have a particular idea. But we understand these characters because these characters are written well, and human beings inherently are more or less the same. Sab harami hai. So we know what these character journeys are, and they take you on that journey. They don't focus on their back, what these people wear and where they go and eat. That is not the focus of the story. The focus of the story is characters should move from point A to point B, and alternatively, we can show how they got from point A to point B. That's just a bonus. So I think that is what separates, shows like fucking Mirzapur and shows like what are we talking about? Shows like Patal Lok, etc. from your average cookie cutter fucking Jamtaras of the world. Thank you very much for watching along with us. Thank you all people in the comments. And go Corona, Corona, go. Jai Mata Di. See you next week. Bye-bye.